Maybe you feel frustrated after trying different diets and not seeing any result. Maybe you feel that you do lose weight and a more healthy person than you ever have been. The carnivore diet brings clarity after you have tried many other plans, because the carnivore diet makes simplicity and eating habits much easier than ever before. I have had a journey of losing almost 20 kilos over the last 10 months this year in 2024. I have tried the carnivore diet from the 1st of January this year until now, and I want to share my story of those 10 months about how I felt and the hurdles I have gone through, and the things I have done to make a success to lose those kilos. Because it's much confusement about different diets and how to use them out there. You should eat by points, and you should count calories, and you should eat low fat, and you should do so many things. So it's hard to tell what's good and what's bad. And it is a straightforward path for you to follow. And it's an easy way to lose weight, feel more energized, and feel fulfilled with every meal that you're eating. And that is what carnivore diet is. It is simplicity in every kind of way. It is simple to eat, it is simple to digest, and it's easy to make meal plans and prep meals ahead, because you have only a few options to eat and a few options to bring to the table, so to say. And this is what I wanted to talk about in the next 18 minutes. Talk about what we can do, what you can do, and I will give you the honest review of the carnivore diet for the last 10 months that I have been trying it. I want to give you the ups and downs of everything that I have gone through, and the things that have helped me to become stronger and better in many kind of ways, and things that haven't been so good during this 10 months. And I should just emphasize that the carnivore diet isn't a quick fix. It is something that works for long term if you are able or willing to commit to it. And if you are on the fence to trying the carnivore diet, I can assure you that I was so unsure about how to start and how to, if I would be able to eat only meat for every meal. So that was something that was a mismatch in my feelings about how to eat the carnivore diet. And I want to share what was my turning point in this. What was the thing that helped me to get through and start losing weight and feel much better. Because consistency is key when it comes to the carnivore diet. Because diets can feel overwhelming, and especially when you don't see any fast results, because we all know how it is when you start a diet, you are energized and you want to change everything in that week. In the first week you want to see results, and that is not how it works. You need to understand that how long did it take, or how long did it take for you to gain those kilos overweight that you have on yourself. And for me it has taken years to build up for almost 100. I was over 100 kilos, and I'm 179 centimeters long, so I was really overweighted. And this is a picture of me that was the last Christmas. When I saw that picture, I was so embarrassed of myself, and I couldn't believe how I could look so overweighted. I never felt so overweighted, but that was something that I was so embarrassed. I should hand over some flowers in a Christmas present for my boss, and some of my co-workers took that picture, and I was so embarrassed when I saw that picture. So I honestly wanted to go home, because I didn't understand that I was so overweight. So it was a turning point for me that I felt so. And the carnivore diet isn't something that is different from other diets. It isn't something that it will dramatically change everything, and it isn't something, a secret hack to weight loss. What I can say that the carnivore diet is that it is something that brings simplicity to your life and to everything around it, because it becomes so much more easy to handle with how you should make groceries and how you should eat, because maybe it feels something that is different at first, that you shouldn't eat potatoes or what sandwiches and all those carb intakes that we have on our American diets. But that is something that's going to be so much more clear, and so much it becomes much easier when you start and starting to get a hang of it. And because it can take weeks or even months to see a real impact on the weight and your health. For me, I started to lose weight instantly. I started to lose water weight, and that was something that was, you get energized from the start, and that is something that is really, it's nice to see. My hardest part was from month 6 until now. I have struggled a lot from month 6 until now. It's kind of hard to the initial weight loss is off me, and I'm not that, I can lose maybe 5-6 kilos more, and that will take some time, and so now I have a harder time in that sense, but I'm feeling better, and I'm feeling more energized than ever before. So, and I have felt cravings, you will feel cravings and social pressures, which can make it easy to fall back into old habits. And that is something that is so hard when you feel cravings and when you feel the pressure from outside that, I wanted to have a lunchbox, and every time the same person asked me, what do you have in your lunchbox, and why are you not eating the same things as we do? And that is something that becomes a problem, and that is something that is an issue when you're eating like this. An example is that I didn't see major changes I saw a lot of changes directly, but it started to fall flat and started to go much slower the longer the year went. But initially I have lost 20 kilos, and I feel more energetic than ever before, and it is a great thing that to feel that. And the thing that is that meaningful change is hard, but that is something that is worth it in the long run, because it's so hard to you want a quick fix, and you want to be able to fix your weight loss, but the weight loss is something that is, or the weight gain I should say, is something that is something that is, for me, it is something that comes with food. When I'm not in the mood to feel that I feel my best, then it's so easy to start eating and become, I'm a real habit eater. And the carnivore diet have slowly faded away those kind of feelings inside me, and made me calmer around food, and I'm not having the same kind of issues. And consistency make the carnivore diet a sustainable lifestyle. So it becomes all about the consistency, what you eat and what you start to, the habits of the whole journey is something that is become your new life and a new habit for you. And the thing is that you should always push through the first initial weeks, because that is something that will last a longer time for you. because the first weeks are the hardest. Of course, you will lose a lot of weight, but it is a lot that is happening inside you. So that is something that, you should really change. The shift in mindset is something that is hard at that point. And simplicity makes it easier to stick with. One of the biggest appeals with the carnivore diet is that it is so simple. It has a lot of simplicity to it, and it is something that is so easy to do. You don't need to calorie count, or you don't need to do anything. You don't need to meal prep. No complex recipes. Of course, it is a lot of recipes that you can use, but it is something that is so easy to understand. And you eat meat, plain and simple. That is something that isn't so hard in that way, because meat, you can also eat different parts of meat, and you have ground beef that is a staple at our house when we eat. And that is something that is underrated in diets, the simplicity, because it's so easy to get stuck in different parts of technicalities that makes it harder to eat, and because the more complex plan you have, the harder it is to stick to, and it's easy to get stuck in those kind of traps, and it becomes something that is hard to do. When you're overcomplicating things with macros, supplement, and strict meal timings, then you are in a place where everything becomes much harder to sustain when everything becomes it becomes more of a technical diet than anything else around it. And one example is when I started the carnivore diet, I try to eat fancy cuts and seasonings, but that isn't something that is necessary. Many talks about that as well, that you should eat fancy cuts, but as I said, you can eat ground beef as well. And as soon as I simplified my meals, I felt that it was much easier to start getting traction in, so to say, in the meals, and I started to feel and get results much faster. And I often hear from others who feel the need to make the diet more interesting, but this is something that often could make it to fall off course, because interesting is something that is hard to sustain in any diet, and that is something that is harder to sustain, to make something that is interesting in for instance, the American Standard Diet, where you always are aiming for better and more. It's hard to get that instant kick and instant energized when you're trying to meal prep ahead of time. And the thing that it also, of course, variety is fine, but simplicity is something that will keep you constant and focused. So that is something that is, every meal shouldn't be the best meal that you eat for that time, because you can eat the same things for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No problem. You can eat ground beef for breakfast, for dinner, and for lunch as well. So that is something that shouldn't be a hurdle. And simplicity removes decision fatigue and keeps you committed. A straightforward diet is much easier to follow and maintain in the long run. And with simplicity covered, we will address the last and the biggest challenge, that is social pressure. And we are going to talk about how to overcome social pressure. The carnivore diet, and that is something that is the problem with the carnivore diet, is that it isn't a mainstream diet, because everyone you will talk to have a really strong opinion about, you only eat meat, it's dangerous, it's you will get a heart disease, and so on and so on. And the strangest thing is that friends, family, and even strangers will have an opinion about what you are eating. And that is something that is interesting, because they are having a strong opinion of what you are eating and not taking care of themselves. I don't know if it's something that is jealousy, that you have started to change yourself and they want to do it as well, but they haven't got the courage or guts to do it. I know it's kind of hard to say so, but in many ways I feel like that is a way that it is. And we need to address this, because social pressure can be one of the toughest challenges when sticking to the carnivore diet for the long term. Because, when you have a break at work and everyone is eating cake and you are the only one that doesn't do it, because you are so focused on that you are going to lose weight, and you are so focused that you are sticking to this carnivore diet, then it's hard, because not eating that cake is maybe the hardest thing or the worst thing you can do in this society. To skip the sugars is hard. It's tough. Because it can feel awakening or rude to say no when others are offering you pizza or desserts. And we talked about that earlier, and that is something that is hard to say no to that, because people are getting so, I don't know, sad, or they are getting almost like you're offending them as a person. And that is something that is, it's in one way it's strange, because I will never ever question someone that are skipping a cake, because that is the most brave thing to do if you want to change your life, because changing your life is coming from the foods that you are eating. Of course, you will feel better when you're exercising, but the food is 80, maybe 90% of weight loss, and the carnivore diet makes that more simpler than ever to lose weight and sustain it, in my opinion. And this is something that I struggled at first with, and especially at family gatherings and eating out. It became something, not eating out that much, but the things that I've struggled with is at my workplace, when you have different lunch boxes than everyone else. That was something that was hard from the beginning. But I became more confident over time, and I felt that I could calmly explain my choices. Yeah, I because everyone saw that I was achieving results. And the thing that once you stop worrying about others' opinions, that pressure will fade away. And that is something that is really nice to feel, that it's my life, and it's not you that should decide what I'm eating in my lunchbox or what I'm eating for breakfast. If you want to eat what you're eating, then I will not bother you, but please don't bother me with your opinions about my way of eating. And I know maybe it sounds a little bit over the top to say it like that, but it is so important to know that it is your life, and it's only you that can make a change over time. And I shouldn't say that it is easy to overcome this, but take it as the same as the weight loss. You are losing weight over time, and you will build confidence over time as well. So don't be so hard on yourself about this. Just do it, and things will get better over time. And feel confidence in the choices that help brush off others' opinions. And mastering social pressure is a crucial step for long-term success with the carnivore diet. So we have a lot of communities. You have this channel and a lot of talking points where you can talk to people that are in the same position as you. So it's easy to get friends from all over the world that will help you overcoming your fears. And the key takeaways on this is that successing on the carnivore diet is about being consistent. Keeping it simple with the food choices, not the fancy cuts. Skip those and have it as a competition to find easy, cheap cut, more cheaper cuts that you enjoy instead of draining your wallet. And confidentially handling social pressure is one of the biggest keys in this. And if you feel that this is something that is helpful, press the link on this video on the screen right now, and you will be able to look further in how to use the carnivore diet. And in this video I will talk about how I eat in a day on the carnivore diet, what I feel that I want to eat in a day, and what I'm feeling more energized than ever in my diet. And the first meal I start with on the day is the breakfast.